So a very good afternoon to all of you. So basically I would like to continue from the last lecture. In the last lecture we were discussing about the power circuit diagram of a buck converter. Okay, I had explained you how a transformer will operate on DC, what will be its role. Okay, today we will analyze its waveform and steady state derivations will be carry on. So I would like to show you this very interesting part, the mathematical analysis, before going further. I will discuss these waveforms in the later part. But first of all, we have to go to the value specification. Yes, have a look at this. Yes, load current, the maximum minimum values of load current, how it will be obtained. So first of all, we can write the equation during a time interval 0 so t on. Obviously it will be, we will apply the KVL, and that is Vs equals to Ri naught plus L di by d naught E. Again we will, this is nothing but a simple equation consisting of a DC quantity I naught and di naught dt. So this is a first order differential equation which will be solved by using I naught equals to a e to the minus t over 1 tau, okay, plus b, okay, where I minimum and I maximum are the value of current. Okay, and before moving on to that, I will discuss all the modes. Okay, so just have a look at this. At time t equals to 0, we will take that I naught value to be I max because it is at its maximum value. Sorry, it is not to, yes, here it is. So at time t equals to 0, it is a plus b, because if you substitute that value, then we will get the constant value. Okay, and this is nothing but I minimum. That is from the steady state analysis. We can simply come to the conclusion, because at steady state, at time t equals to 0, the current will be at its minimum peak. So that will come out to be I minimum. After that, at time t equals to infinity, we can simply get the expression, that is, obviously it will be Vs minus U by R. Okay, that is the value of current. And in this equation, when you are going to put t equals to infinity here, then it will give you b. So b should be equals to this part. So we have obtained b, so we can obtain a. So now if a is there, then we can straight away write I naught as a function of Vs minus C and I minimum. I think it is very easy. Now if we look at this expression at time t equals to t on, yes, this is the expression, then you can straight away say that I naught is I max. So we can get expression in terms of I max and I minimum. Okay, that is this. We will substitute the value of t. The value of t here will be t on. Okay, I naught will be I max, and the expression becomes like this. So upon rearranging terms, we will take this I minimum e to the power minus t on by tau on this side. This becomes like this. Okay. Now I will go to the second part, that is mode 2. Obviously we can write for mode 2 that the switch is not connected, so it will become 0. Okay, and the load is having its E value. Okay, we are considering the load to be a DC motor, so it will have its value E. So E will be something like this: Ri naught plus Ldi naught by dt equals to E. Okay, now again, if you put at t equals to 0, it will be I max. It is for the second part. Obviously for the second part, you can very well understand that the current will start from the maximum part. Yes, and it will be at time t equals to infinity, it should reach minus C by R value. Yes, it will be in the opposite direction, because the motor will be now case of chopper, the motor will be now delivering power, that is minus E by R. And when you substitute the value of time t equals to 0, then you are going to get A plus B equals to I max. Okay, that's very easy. And B is equals to minus E by R, because at time t equals to infinity, you can look at this expression. Yes, in this expression, if you put t equals to infinity, then again this is going to be 0 and B comes out to be I naught. B comes out to be I naught, and I naught is nothing but minus E by R in the reverse direction. Okay. Okay, this is written mode 2. Okay, so I had already made it clear that at the beginning of mode 1 the value is different, and at the beginning of mode 2 the value is different. Okay, these things are quite clear. Now I will move on to the next part. So basically this is the expression of load current. If you look at this is the expression of load current. It is minus E by R, this part. Now if you put time t equals to t off, then I naught should reach I minimum. So it will be I minimum. We are going to get this expression, that is I maximum e raised to power minus t off by tau minus I minimum should be this part. So I had obtained two expressions. Okay, one is this part, and another is this part. Okay, I think it is quite clear. One equation is this, another equation is this one. From these two equations, by multiplying with e to the power minus t on upon t, we will get I max and I minimum. The expressions of I max and I minimum are easily obtained. Okay, and these are the expressions. I max is this, I minimum is this. Okay, if this is clear, then there is no doubt. Okay, I think if till this part, because in this expression only I have substituted the value of tau equals to L by R. That's it. So the values are obtained. Now we can also obtain the value of ripple current in this part. We will simply, ripple is nothing but a difference of I maximum and I minimum. So we will keep that value, that is I max minus I minimum, the expressions of this part. Have a look at this expression. This is the expression, that is I maximum, I minimum. These are the expressions. And when we will do I maximum minus I minimum, then you will get this expression. So this is the expression. Now have a look at this. The above expression is independent of battery voltage or back EMF. That is, if at the load the battery is there, so this expression is totally independent of E, because in this expression no E is present here. So we need not to focus on that E is absent. So one thing is very clear, that ripple in current will be there whether you have connected an E or not. Ripple in current, inductor current, has nothing to do with the voltage or the battery connected at the output. If this part is clear, then rest is, I think, very easy. We can very well see this expression, that T on by T, we will put it as K, and we will substitute the value of T on as KT. So this becomes 1 minus KT, and then we have to obtain the per unit value. Per unit value is nothing but in terms of standard value of Vs by R, because Vs by R is the base value of current, base value of source current. So this is the per unit value, and Vs by R is taken as 1 per unit, 100%. So why I had taught you this thing? This is very important, because this enables us to understand the relationship of duty ratio. Why duty ratio is important, what is its role, and how the buck converter is literally independent of the voltage source. Okay, I hope this point is quite clear. So this is all for today's lecture. I will see you in the next class. Till then, take care. Goodbye.